Malaysia is in the grip of a political crisis as opponents of Najib Razak, the Prime Minister, campaign to oust him. The battle centres on claims of massive misappropriation of government funds, including more than $680 million that was sent to the bank account of the Premier himself. He denies all wrongdoing.
I'm at the Kuala Lumpur headquarters of 1MDB, the Malaysian State Investment Fund, at the centre of an international storm as it has racked up huge debts and spawned allegations of corruption that have engulfed the highest levels of government here. The 1MDB case has triggered probes in the US, in Switzerland, in Hong Kong, and I'm here to meet Arul Kanda, the man brought in at the start of this year to deal with 1MDB's crisis.
Mr. Kanda, who used to be a banker in Abu Dhabi, is now grappling with 1MDB's debts of more than $10 billion and multiple domestic investigations that critics say are being hobbled by the government.
You've been at 1MDB almost a year now. Is what you found worse than you thought it would be?
When I took on this job, I signed up for the operational part of running the business and also working through the rationalization plan. Obviously, post my joining, two other big parts of the job came to the fore, which is firstly the political aspect in dealing with the politics of the whole thing, and secondly, the investigations. So I'd be lying if I said I had full knowledge of the political aspect and the investigative aspects. But fortunately, we have a very strong team and we've got a good set of advisors that's helping us get through this process.
You've spoken about the need to let investigations take their course, but isn't it really important to build confidence and to answer some of these criticisms and suspicions for 1MDB to come out and give the results of its own internal investigation?
We are confident from our own internal review that whilst there may have been certain business decisions made at certain points in time, there was no criminal activity within the company. Now, of course, it's not enough for us to say that. I think for the public at large, what's important is this is validated and checked by third-party, lawful authorities.
Opponents of the government over 1MDB include Mahathir Mohamad, the influential former Prime Minister. One big claim some critics make is that 1MDB hasn't produced evidence of the fate of $2.3 billion of investments it said it held in the Cayman Islands.
I only deal in facts. I don't deal in allegations or spurious statements made by third parties who have no access to the underlying documents or the underlying bank accounts. As of 31st March 2014, 1MDB had $2.33 billion of fund units. This is very clear, it's in the audited accounts. Subsequent to that, 1MDB has redeemed in cash $1.4 billion of these fund units. These are facts. These are not things I'm making up for your benefit. And what we have left is $940 million of fund units, which we have very clearly stated will form part of a debt for asset swap.
There's a perception that people in 1MDB and other official bodies are more concerned with pursuing people who've leaked information than in actually getting to the bottom of what's happened here. Is that true?
I think that's a spurious argument made by people who refuse to acknowledge the fact that you have the central bank, the Anti-Corruption Commission, the police, the Public Accounts Committee, and the Auditor General Department looking into 1MDB. So how can you say that there's no investigations taking place? All those investigations are ongoing. Our concern in relation to our documents is the same concern that any other person would have with their own privacy and confidentiality of their actions. I'm sure you would not like it if somebody put up your bank statements for the public at large to have a look at. So in the same way, we have a right to privacy and confidentiality. That is not to say we don't have concerns on the activities that have been alleged. That's precisely why the investigative authorities are in 1MDB today.
As the questions mount, big 1MDB projects like this new financial centre in Kuala Lumpur are underway but far from complete. Meanwhile, Malaysians are still waiting for full answers about what happened to the money held in trust for them. Michael Peel, Financial Times, Kuala Lumpur.